Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 23rd episode of Kuromukuro. So, in the last episode, we had our characters pretty much trying to get themselves collected after the very difficult time they had in the previous episode. Pretty much trying to, mourn the dead, figure out what they're gonna do next. You also had stuff like with Zeru talking to the Shirahane family all about, the father of Takehito, and pretty much about his experiences with him and all that. Also had a very nice bonding moment between Yukina and Moeda. I definitely can't forget that. But yeah, overall it was a great episode. So let's get into this one. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, do I know you? Who is this girl? I mean, I appreciate the fact that the first shot we ever got of her was a low angle shot, but okay. I guess we're doing some movie here. Okay. I don't know what exactly I just saw, but I guess it's either a dream or a movie or something. I don't. It almost made me think I missed an episode. Because we were having some pretty serious stuff happen before this. Worried about the world freezing and the Effie Bolg, whatever it was called, Effie Golg. The military might coming towards us, but apparently we have time for this. Unless, of course, it's a dream, but it didn't seem like it was a dream. All of our Effie Dog members hiding behind their masks. And yeah, Moeda's also still trying to figure out her place in the world. Now that she's having kind of an identity crisis from finding out that she's a clone of a dead girl. Which can always be a rough thing to deal with. When the realization that is. That cockpit for Kuromukuro they go into, it almost is like a dice, like you just throw it. If it landed on a 6. I see Ken's practicing. Maybe the thing we saw before was a flash forward, and we'll see how we get there. Yeah, I kind of thought it was. I kind of thought it was Yukina at first as well, but no, it's Moeda. Yes, focus on just the tip. Yeah, that cleavage. The Yuri bonding time between the two of you. Many things to think about. But yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, I guess Ken was also having similar issues about where his place in the world is. That is something they could kind of bond over. He's not that different. Hey, what's the problem with the appearance? You saw much more than that yesterday. Wait, I didn't even consider the possibility, but is Ken also a clone of someone? I mean, I just assumed he was, like, trapped in there and preserved for all that time, but now that I think about it, it would make more sense for him to be a clone, maybe? I don't know. Because everybody that he recognizes is a clone from a previous person, so I don't see why he couldn't be a clone of someone else. Because if that was the case, that would definitely be something they could bond over. Seeing your father hard at work over there. Not many people there, but the important person's there, so. The film is that not obvious? Ain't that the truth? That's gotta be a nightmare. Good point. Yeah, I can record videos to the internet, I just can't upload them. I think we can. No, that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna... I mean, I guess I can't say you won't be killed, but you probably won't. Probably. Yeah, no surprises there. You do you, man. Yeah, you can. I was right there. It is. Ken is the one for her, obviously. I see you blushing up a storm. I don't think that's really true. It'd be best if we could drive Effie Dog away. Is that why we're making that movie thing? Well, yeah, it takes time to mobilize a huge army. Makes sense. Not a good one, no. That'll solve the problem. You tell him. Are you listening to music again over there? Well, put it above that then. A sass major. If only. Oh, well there we go. We definitely could use Moeda's help, there's no doubt about that. We're not in a position to be picky. Yahari anata datta... I did not have time to read much of that. Good morning, Yukina, you're oddly chipper, and then Moeda shows up. They're probably gonna be nervous about that. He did show up and stab Ken at this culture festival, after all. I mean, that's pretty common for anime. Haven't you watched To Love Ru? Yeah, we had some great bonding. You should have been there. Yes, you should have been there. That would have been awesome. But yeah, she's probably gonna struggle to make friends at first. I think Mika could help if she wanted to, though. There's two Yukinas. And of course, she looks like Yukina, the girl he likes, so. Because you're cute. And you look like Yukina, the girl he likes. Yeah, what matters is whether or not she's a cute girl. I can agree with that much. Being a cute girl is more important than whether they're friend or foe. This is gonna be very awkward. I mean, they're basically right now underneath Effie Dog's thumb, and then you have her, who used to be with Effie Dog, show up. I mean, not exactly. One has longer hair, and Moeda has slightly darker hair, I think. But I think it's one of those things where that's just for the audience's sake to tell them apart. They probably look more similar to them. Well put, Ken. Pretty much. Subjugation fleet. I would have called it a subjugation fleet. To teach? Why else would a teacher be there? I mean, yeah, why else would you be at school if you didn't want to learn something? I hope this is going to be relevant. Why? That made a mistake? Well, yeah. Why, what, jumping on the other frog? Yeah, it's news to me. So it jumped off the other frog? Oh, okay, I guess that works too. Yeah. Okay. Was that really the only point of the story to... Yeah, I'm right there with you. I feel deceived as well. I assume there'll be some knowledge that will come in handy later in the series. Maybe that's the connection. There'll probably be some little bit of knowledge that makes a big difference in the grand scheme of things. I guess that's what they're alluding to. I mean, it was an interesting story, I guess, aside from the fact that I despise frogs. Yeah, in other words, there's a reason for it to be defended. In other words, this is like they want to attack soon. Ow. Well, no kidding. You're just brainwashing these people. I mean, they do know that the hinge is gonna bring destruction to their planet because they know you're gonna open up a path for the other ships. So they do kind of know. Frogs singing in the snow. No, thank you. Hate frogs more than anything else, animal-wise, creature-wise. It's like a job, except it's like there's yeah, there's not really place for samurai in the business world of modern society. Yeah, it doesn't put food on the table. I'm kind of curious what kind of career he could have. Maybe as a like security guard. Yeah, but things didn't turn out quite like that. He has to make a decision. Okay, but what about after that? Yeah, you can kind of tell by the way he said it. It's actually pretty helpful counseling here. Well, right now it's piloting Kuromukuro, but hurry. But yeah, I'm sure that's gonna help him a lot. Yeah. Although I like the way she said samurai, that was very cute. You turn it around. It's so cute. She's helping out her sort of new sister. Good job. Yeah, that's what modern food is like. It's pretty good. Much better than I'm sure what you're used to. Wow, she went through that. Like rations, I guess, kind of. Yeah, it was probably just the bare minimum to get your daily vitamins and all that. Nutrients, I meant to say. I think Moeta could use some counseling too. I totally know what an appellation is. I know the feeling. Yes. I'm so glad Yukina is continuing to try to help her out. Ah, jeez. Yes, you can help. Please do your best to help. Yes, please do your best to help her too. Count setting. Yeah, give her a Japanese word to work with. If there wasn't a reaction, I would repeat that deja vu line. Yes, everything in the past, just throw that away and move forward. I mean, she already has a wonderful new sister in Yukina. Ain't that the truth? Of the hand gestures. I know, right? I love seeing Marina trying to help again. Yeah, almost like a real one. But yeah, so she did get a bit of counseling for someone else. Okay, so yeah, he is making a script for a movie thing they're doing. Yeah, I don't remember that either. I mean, it's a bit of a horror situation they're in, so... Need help with that modern Japanese. I mean, that's hard to read in general. I guess we're doing it. Your side characters, what do you think you get to do? But yeah, now the beginning makes a bit more sense, because I figured we were gonna roll into this. Something to keep our minds off of the danger we're in. Uh, it's... It's, It's a morale boosting thing, I guess you could say. It's kind of funny seeing him be on the other side of this conversation. Well, no, but it makes us feel better. So yeah, we have someone newer to this than, ouch, than Ken is. Why is he a baseball, player? Did you stop being mean to Moeta? She's a good girl. She did nothing wrong. Well, she did very few wrong things. You know, it's like make-believe, pretending, just have fun with it. You want to be an animal? I was joking, Moeta. But, yeah, I guess that's the life goal to have. Yeah, they're kids. Just let them have some fun. So yeah, I guess we are playing baseball. Why not? This isn't, I don't think this is quite what we saw in the beginning, but... You show him. A very weird game of baseball. I guess we have a villain over here. Are you kidding me? Mr. T does not look like that. I don't even know. This is the weirdest movie I've ever seen. Oh, nice. Take down Mr. T. I pity the fool. Nice pose. I like how Sophie's just a nurse back there. That's great. You were wearing the mask, so that's that's the reason why. It very much is. It's great. It's fine. Show us your moves. I never remember that pink-haired girl's name, but I do like her. Liu, something like that. Yeah, that was kind of his goal for a while. Now it's more about protecting the people around him. And that's what samurai is supposed to be about, protecting people, not really revenge. There's the frog story coming back. I'll be your butter. Man, green hair girl stands out a lot. You put it on toast and stuff, it's great. It's also a good ingredient for a lot of bacon. Yeah, I know you're not Yukihime, but still, you'll be protected nonetheless. Yeah, they did kind of screw you over. As he stands taller than her. Carlos. Here we go. This is the theme we started with. Not quite a panty shot, but wouldn't mind you fulfilling my wishes. But yeah, is that Mika in a wig? I can't really tell. Because I don't think I see Mika around. It's cute. Come on, play. You know you want to. I don't even know what this movie is anymore, but have fun with it. That's another episode that went by really quickly. I think I'm more into the series than I've been the entire time. I just really get into the show. Every time I finish the episode, I'm like, okay, let's start the next one. But yeah, really cool that we got that scene between Ken and Mueta near the end there. Because like I said, they do have a lot of common ground. They could really bond over that. He's obviously not the Yukihime that he thought she was, and that's the case, but still. They're still both aliens, they're still together, they still have a common interest. They still have a lot in common. And I'm glad everyone's kind of, well, most of them are kind of trying to help out with getting Mueta to become part of the gang. And we already talked about how we might need their help to pilot a geoframe to help the battle. So yeah, I think we'll get to see her fighting with us in the near future. Yeah, it's a lot bigger in real life, but looks cool. So that was the 23rd episode of Kuromukuro. Yeah, another pretty good episode. Okay, the beginning of the episode, the very beginning, I was a bit confused about what I was looking at. I thought maybe I'd skipped an episode, which is definitely a possibility when you are watching a show that aired a while ago. It's very easy to click on the wrong one. So I was concerned about that a bit, but it became obvious pretty quickly that no, I think that's just a flash forward and we were gonna go back and then slowly get to that point and have it make more sense. So that was what they opted to do with this. And yeah, apparently it was just some kind of movie thing they were doing, you know, to lighten the mood, to you know, to lower the tension and all that, to fool around, have a bit of fun in this horrible situation we're in, before we really have to dial things back up and really like fight, pretty much. So yeah, we have everyone at school hanging out, doing their thing. They apparently weren't there to study, despite what the teacher thought. I guess it's just a hangout spot for them. I could probably think of better places to hang out than a classroom, but maybe they just have limited options, I guess. But so yeah, we did have Yukina show up, like oddly happy, had up with an oddly happy disposition considering the situation they're in. But she did show up and she brought Mueta with her. And some people obviously had definitely interesting reaction to that because Mueta obviously looks a lot like Yukina. I think she's supposed to look more like Yukina to the other characters than she does to us. I think that's the case because of the hair difference, you can very easily tell the difference between Yukina and Mueta. So maybe they have the same hair like to the characters, because I keep getting the impression that they look more similar to everyone else than they do to me. You know, kind of like what they did with Pokemon back in the day with Team Rocket, where the audience could always very easily tell when Jesse and James were disguised as somebody else trying to fool the main characters. But the main characters were like, "Hey, I don't know who you are. You look like new people to me." I think it's kind of like that, just a bit less of an extreme example. I think that might be what they're doing because I can very easily tell them apart just because of the hair length alone. But anyway, yeah, Mueta's there. People probably have mixed feelings about that because Mueta is with Effie. Well, she was with Effie. She is an alien. She attempted to murder Ken at least once. And obviously she looks just like Yukina, so obviously there's going to be a variety of feelings there, but it seems like most people are being welcoming to her, trying to help her out. Mika was being very helpful. Mika's probably in the best position, more than so than anyone else, to really let her integrate with everybody else, because she is such a popular, like, people person, you know. She can do that. We did have the teacher eventually show up and say, "Hey, you guys are here. Okay, well let's do them learning then, some learning, because that's what this is for, study and learning." And he tried to really drive home that point that there's always time to learn something. Learning is never a waste of time. You never know when it might come in handy. Which is kind of the point you're trying to drive home with that whole frog story. About, hey, the frog, if the first frog had known what you could do to milk to make it possible to turn into butter and leap out, then you wouldn't have died. And that knowledge, even though he found it out, you know, the hard way, he found it out through attempting to escape. Like, indirectly found it out, he was able to escape and live. So, yeah, the entire point of that story was basically to teach you that knowledge can come in handy, even if it might not seem like it. Now, I think that's pretty obviously foreshadowing, because there'll probably be some moment where one of our main characters is about to die, or the worst case scenario is about to happen, and then some sort of knowledge they had allows them to prevent it, to save the day. I think that's kind of what they were going for there, otherwise that was a completely wasted scene. So I'm pretty confident that we'll have some sort of scene where we get a payoff for that little story there. I mean, I guess technically you could say there was a payoff because Ken really took that story to heart, because he did reference it in that conversation with Yukina, with Mueta later on. So maybe that was the payoff that was meant to be, but I don't think so. I'm leaning towards that not being the case. I think we will be getting a bigger payoff later. I assume. I could be wrong, but it's all speculation anyway. Now, what was a really cute and funny scene was Mueta attempting to eat, pretty much, holding the spoon upside down. That was just adorable. Just, I don't know, just that. I might end up using that shot in my thumbnail. But I don't know, she was just I don't know, that was just really funny. And that scene in general, you just had them trying to help her out. Yukina continues to try to help Mueta, because she probably does, like I said before, feel a very strong connection to her because of having the same DNA, looking the same, and just all that. I'm sure she really feels like she's like a big sister kind of role. She is kind of feeling that role for her, very much a big sister type role. And I'm pretty confident that warming up scene we had between the two of them probably helped a lot in really bringing those two together. She probably feels very close to her after that, because, you know, naked bonding. I mean, usually that's in reference to bathing together, but naked bonding is a thing in Japan. So yeah, that was a good example of that. You really can't. It's really hard to not feel close to someone once you had naked warm-up, bonding, crying, comforting time together alone like that. So it's no surprise that they have gotten as close as they are. So I do really enjoy continuing seeing Yukina be there for Mueta and help her out like that. It's just really great to see. And then in that same scene, you had Marina, the teacher counselor lady, one of still my favorite adult character in the show. She came by and she, man, she kind of jump scared me when she came by. But yeah, she came by and was more than willing to help out Moeta. And she even made a deja vu comment, which was cute, because it's obviously similar to what she had done before. I think with Ken. I think she also did some counseling for Yukina, I think we had a little bit of that as well. But yeah, she was there and she did offer a little bit of counseling to Moeta, which I had commented on she needed as well after that scene with Ken, which I kind of skipped over. I'll go back to that in a second. But yeah, Marina, she counseled her. She was counseling her there to the point where she was impressing the other students. Like, oh my god, she's like a real teacher. Good job, Marina. It's like, but I am a teacher, guys. Why doesn't anyone respect me? So yeah, that was great. But yeah, but like I said, before that, we had that scene with Ken getting counseling from that one guy who did his best, and he was actually really good. Like, he understands Ken's circumstances very well, and he was able to give proper counseling because of that. Obviously, this is a little bit unconventional because of the whole time period thing, to where he was alive much long time ago, back when things were very different. But besides that, it was, yeah, a very normal counseling session. He was telling him how things are, and how he really can't do what he initially thought he would because of his change in circumstances, his change of life, and he needs to adapt. He needs to come up with what he wants to do going forward, and let him know that he is young. He doesn't need to feel like he's stuck in his ways. He definitely has plenty of time to change and to adapt to this new world, because he's not like 40 years old or anything who's been doing this his whole life. He definitely is young, and he can do that. He can figure out what he wants to do going forward. And it's kind of been a theme for a while about what he wants to do. And I think he's become pretty much almost completely figured it out, at least for now. What he wants to do is, like, protect the people he cares about. That's kind of what his priority is right now. Of course, he needs to figure out what he wants to do beyond that after the Effie dog problem is dealt with. But for now, I think he is pretty much that. I think his focus should continue to be just protecting those around him. And I think that will be what he does for the bulk of the anime. Now, after this, we finally start to get into that whole thing at the beginning with Carlos, because he decided he wants to make a movie, pretty much. And I guess the theme is based off of their current circumstances with Effie Dog about fighting against despair and all that, so it ended up being a horror-themed. And I really like Mika's response to this whole thing, when he said something about the script idea from them, or whatever, and she's like, I said no such thing, or whatever she said, ite neshi, I think is the Japanese she said there, but I really liked her reaction to that. That was quite funny. But yeah, most people seem to be up for it, and they decided to do it, because we do need to have a bit of fun and something to take our mind off of this. Something that's obviously not helpful practically against our problem. It's like, it's not any kind of military operation. It's just a morale boost, I guess, is the most practical reasoning you could probably make for it. Maybe pragmatic would be a better word for it, but you know what I mean. Something with actual tangible results about, defeating the enemy. Anyway, yeah, they were trying to get Moeta to kind of participate as well, because you did have some stuff between Akagi and Moeta, because I think he was the one that suggested saving her when she was flipped over and all that. She does look like Yukina, the girl he likes, so it's really no surprise that he would want to help her out. And they're trying to get her to participate as well. It was kind of funny when they had that scene, when they were doing their weird baseball shenanigans. I'm still a little bit confused about that. They're talking about her, about what role she wanted, and she mentioned wanting to be a small white animal. A bit odd, but that was really cute, and I guess that's okay. If that's what she wants to do, then she should try her best, I suppose. Gambare. And yeah, that's pretty much was the final scene. We had our characters acting silly on the baseball field, having a lot of fun baseball shenanigans. You got guys in masks showing up, girls going all kung fu fighter like the one chick from Hinamatsuri. It was just a fun little scene, and in the background we had Ken and Moeta having a conversation. Pretty much, this was a big step for Ken, because I think this is the first time he really straight up admitted, like, okay, I know you are not Yukihime. I understand that. I'm not gonna, like, obsess over serving you or anything. I know you're not really a replacement for Yukihime, but still, fight with me. Help us, like, make this world a home for both of us. We're both aliens. We have that common ground. We need to do our best against Effie Dog. I know you used to be part of them, but that can't be the case going forward. They've pretty much abandoned you. You're one of us now. You need to help fight with us. Please do so. That was a very important scene for the both of them, so that was really cool. And yeah, early in the episode they talked about how they needed one more geoframe, how you had Moeta's geoframe in the water, so pretty much heavily implying that Moeta is going to join the fight with us in her own geoframe, and she'll be officially one of us. And I think that's great. I love Moeta. She's one of my favorite characters. I'm glad she's in the story. She's from a character design standpoint, she is the cutest girl. It's like I love her design. She has that long, beautiful hair, very much a Yamato Nadeshiko type character, really. And it's great to have her aboard. I'm glad. And this was another really good episode. I loved it, so yeah. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.